Hi, I'm Kate Laity, and today I'm reading from my fairy tale novel, Pelzmantel, and I'm going to just jump right into the middle of it. I can see the party now. The men and a few women show all the wealth of this land, clothed in fine furs and silks from the eastern world. The horses have glossy coats, and their manes and tails are braided with gay ribbons. Such sumptuousness! It's far beyond the simple tastes of our realm. An ostentatious display that both dazzles and dismays me. What value will these people place in my poor princess? "What is it, Carl?" a young man asks, his voice full of good humor. The forest green cloak around his shoulders does not cover the purple ribbon of royalty. "Have your hounds given up the game?" "No, my liege, there are 2 trails." Despite the man's neutral tone, I could sense his hostility. All was not well in this court. This intrigues me. I turn my gaze back to the young man who must be the king, a very young king. He cannot be much older than Hallgerd. "Ah, and did one of them climb a tree?" Several voices join in the laughter. "Do we have a new race of flying foxes in the land?" The other nobles laugh, and I feel disapproval form in my breast. What kind of king ridicules his servants? A very poor king indeed. Beggars, however, cannot choose what horse they ride. Carl clears his throat. I've seen foxes to be surprisingly nimble, particularly when their lives are at stake. "What will we do, Nanna?" Hallgerd whispers fiercely. I whisper back, "I do not know, but I think it would be best at present to pretend you are no one important. We must get to know this king and his court before we can decide whether he's trustworthy." "I suppose you're right. Let us hope. But he seems a rather foolish young man. I'm not sure that we'll be able to trust him for much help." The commotion reigns below. The hounds continue to bark, though now some of the hunters shout at them to be silent, and the horses stamp skittishly. Laughter continues to peal across the clearing. Amusement seems to be the primary interest of this lot. The young king yanks on the reins of his restive mount. "Well, send one of the lads up to look for our fox, Carl. The sun is getting rather high, and we're going to lose the better part of the day standing here and staring at a tree." "As you wish, Prince Mord," Carl answers stiffly. "Prince? So he's not king after all. There must be a story there. Things are not as I expected." Carl points at one of the beaters. "You, Freowinna, climb up there and be sharp about it. Don't get your nose bit off in the process." Some of the party keep the eager hounds under control, while the chosen boy scrapes his way up the tree. "Hold me close so they do not risk a shot at me in their haste for the quarry," I whisper to Hallgerd. "And stand now." Hallgerd clings to me and raises herself gingerly. Blinking in the bright sunshine, she speaks uncertainly. "Hello?" A gasp flies from the tow-headed youth, who by this time is nearly up to the hollow's entrance. It is at once echoed by those below, who crane their necks to see Hallgerd emerge. The young prince laughs yet again, merrily and loudly. "Good heavens, Carl! What is this strangely shaped creature your dogs have harried into this tree? Ah, but look! She does indeed have a fox with her, and mark well, my friends, mark well. No bow, no club. Why, she's caught him with her bare hands. Come, Diana, join our little party, and share your hunting lore with us poor mortals." The hunting party joins in the young prince's laughter. The lad below us stretches out his hand to help Hallgerd step up from the hollow of the tree. She clutches me tight. I catch only the briefest glimpse of the lords and ladies gathered below, arrayed in their bright hunting clothes, before Hallgerd turns and makes her slow way down the trunk of the tree, behind the nimble youngster. Reaching the soft ground, the prince's faces the curious crowd, chin in the air, arms wrapped possessively around me. The prince grins. "Well, well, quite a wily prey we've caught today, eh, friends? Pray tell, Carl, what do we call such a creature? Is this a wood nymph? I don't know that I've ever seen such a pelt as this." The smiling prince reaches out to Hallgerd's mantle and strokes the soft fur. I growl as menacingly as I can, and he pulls his hand back nervously. "Goodness, perhaps we should let the huntsman take care of that creature for you, little one." He smiles as if to an idiot child. Hallgerd bristles. "Never. You shall not touch him." Fortunately, the young monarch finds amusement in this sharp girl. "Do you know whom you address, my fine lady?" He turns to the hunting party with a sizable grin. They take their cue and titter appreciatively as he continues to scold Hallgerd, who remains sullenly and wisely silent. "Why, I am the prince of this realm. You do not wish to displease royalty, now do you, my dear?" Hallgerd takes another tack. "This fox saved my life. I owe it protection." That really makes the prince guffaw. Such a noble lady. Whom do I have the honor to address? I am no one of any importance, your majesty, Hallgerd adds with distaste. I notice she casts a discerning eye over his attire, an excess of finery seldom seen in her more practical world. I feel a smile try to rise as I sense her disapproval. No one of importance, yet you are dressed so well. I do not recognize the cut of your coat, but it is a very fine mantle. Surely you come from a dukedom nearby? Perhaps to the south, where they get more of the sun. He brushes a very pale hand against her soot-blackened cheek. A couple of the ladies shriek with laughter at that, waving their handkerchiefs at his recklessness in touching such a vagabond child. I am no one and nothing but a poor kitchen maid, Hallgerd replies through clenched teeth. This cloak my only treasure. But what are you doing in the woods, child, so far from home? I ran away, Hallgerd says, and I see the gleam of the storyteller in her eye. Go with it, my girl. Ran away, dear me. Hallgerd continues, warming to her tale. My parents wanted me to marry a warty old man, and I couldn't bear it because he was so unkind. So I ran away many days until I was nearly captured by evil robbers. But this prince, this fox, he saved me. How did he do that? The prince asks with a curiosity that seems entirely genuine. He ran at them, barking and growling. They thought it was a wolf, I believe, and they were quite frightened. The prince steps a little closer, but keeps away from my muzzle. And this fox, why do you think it helped you, child? Do you enchant animals regularly? More laughter from the lords and ladies follow this suggestion. The young monarch, however, seems entirely captivated by this strange little figure. No, I do not, but he's one of the animals whose pelt is sewn into this cloak, so we have a special bond. We must protect each other. Fascinating. The prince's smile grows broad. What shall we call you, my child? They call me Pelzmantel, for my coat of many furs, Hallgerd replies, burying her face in my fur. Well, little Pelzmantel, your story has touched my heart. Shall I rescue you from your woodlands adventure and give you shelter in my kitchen? He chortles at his gallantry to one so unlikely, but notices his fine lords and ladies murmur restlessly now. I know my cook can always use a good kitchen maid. Are you a hard worker? Yes, your majesty. The prince already walks away, seemingly bored with this novelty, or at least chastened by the scorn of his compatriots. Well, if you can keep up with the horses, follow us back to the castle, and I'll put you to work in the kitchen. Come, ladies, gentlemen, let us return to the castle and enjoy the fruits of the hunt. They turn away from us and mount their fine horses. It will be quite a trick to keep up with them, I mutter. Still, it seems our best chance. We'd better go, Hallgerd whispers back. Though I must say, that young prince, what a frivolous, empty-headed, spoiled... Less talk, more running, or we'll never catch them. I jump from my princess's arms, ready to run. She follows, far more reluctant, but her long legs stride effortlessly along. Nonetheless, the rider soon widened the gap between us. I'm glad, for the dogs are further away. They want to rip me to pieces. Still, we need to keep them in sight if we need to make it to the castle. Fortunately, it's less than an hour before we're there. I'm a short way ahead of my princess to keep the hunting party in sight, and I see the castle first. Though it is much smaller than the castle of Hallgerd's family, it's far grander. Everywhere gold shines. Ornaments of all kinds perch on the beams and stones of the edifice. Great sweeping windows of colored glass glint brightly in the sun's rays. Rich red carpets from Far East lands cover the entrance area where the lords and ladies of the hunt now gather. Servants pass along them with trays of food and horns of drink. Lavish tapestries depict hunts and mythical beasts hang in the entrance to the great hall. Harrod itself could not have been more impressive, I think, remembering old Hrothgar's famous mead hall. With that thought, I remember at last that I have been here before. That's a good place to stop. So thanks. I hope you enjoy. And if you like it, pick up a copy. Thanks.